Hey Derek, the van list is out. That's right, guys. You heard it. The ban list is out. Let's crack into this and see what's going on. All right, guys. Here it is. I'm about to click right on the link here. I think the big question is, what of my predictions will be true? We'll see if I've predicted what they're going to do and see if they did any of the stuff that I predicted or didn't do, whatever. I'll make sure to address that as we keep going along and see how close I was. Give myself a little report card score type thing. So here we are, the official ban list. What's interesting to me is they released the ban list today, but they didn't make it effective until after this weekend, I believe, or until after this weekend. And I believe that's because there's an upcoming tournament. I think it's the Extravaganza this weekend. So I think they want the current meta to be relevant this weekend, but I think enough people complained about having to wait so long for the ban list that they went ahead and released it even ahead of the date that it's effective, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they've ever really done that before or not. But I guess that's what we're living with right now. The other interesting thing to note here is that the change to Firewall Dragon from Forbidden to Unlimited doesn't take effect until April 14th. I assume this is when they plan on releasing the errated version of Firewall Dragon to the TCG, which will nerf the hell out of Firewall Dragon. It's not really going to be super useful anymore in comparison to how abusable it was when it was banned. So I don't disagree with it getting unlimited. I knew that it was going to wait until after the errata, which is why I didn't have it in my list before. And it makes sense here because you see it's not getting released until April 14th. So I was like kind of right, you know. And then it says the next update won't be until July 1st. So that gives us, April, May, and June. And probably half of July if it's anything like the wait was this time. So let's go ahead and start scrolling down and see if there's anything labeled as new. I know a lot of people are asking for Astrograph Sorcerer to come up to 2 or come unlimited or up to 1 or 2, and it stayed forbidden here. You can see normally it would say new or something over there in the remarks if it changed. So we can see that these cards are forbidden, and that Astrograph Sorcerer didn't come off the list. So sorry, Pendulums, but you got a little screwed there. So we keep going down, nothing new. Heart Pourer, you can see that didn't come off. It's still down here, so sorry, Orcus players. You're gonna just have to live with it. Max C is still forbidden. I didn't think that it would come off, but some people want it to. If we keep going down, Union Carrier is banned. Wow. Well, now I have to scroll up. Did they take off Dragon Buster Destruction Sword? They did. So what they did is instead of not banning Union Carrier and banning all these cards that you can equip to Union Carrier, they just ban Union Carrier. Wow. That's going to hurt. I mean, that hurts. You can't now abuse the hell out of Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. But that also hurts, Drytron's using the Union Carrier combo that I just released in February, attaching Dawn Knight to get that extra cards. So not only is a Dragon Link going to have to find a new way to possibly abuse Dragon Buster Destruction Sword, which I doubt that they will. It's kind of weird to attach to other cards other than Dragon Buster cards. But now Drytron's going to have to find a new way to combo some things off. That's a big move, and I like that move. It's not exactly what I predicted would happen. I thought they'd do the easier thing like they've been doing with all the cards around Halki Fibrax and just banning all the stuff around Union Carrier. But I guess they decided that Union Carrier had been out long enough and is obviously abusable in many of these instances, so they just outright ban it. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to rework my Drytron deck, but other than that, I'm not upset by that. Like that makes sense to me doing that. Um, oh, what's this? Zexal is banned. Utopic Zexal is banned, uh, which is crazy to me. Like people weren't. I mean, people were playing it, and it stops your opponent from playing the game. That's part of the reason that the Numeron gate cards were so good. But it blows my mind a little bit that they had the forethinking that if they're going to start banning cards that stop your opponent from playing the game altogether, that they should also hit Zexal before it's a problem. And here we go. What everybody and their brother was predicting, True King of all Calamities is banned. So I got Calamities right. I didn't think that they would ban Zexal this list. Again, not necessarily upset that they are. It makes sense going with the whole Calamities thing. But I'm a little surprised that they had the forethinking or like were willing to go that far on this list as to ban Zexal already. Wow. So we have Union Carrier, Zexal, and Calamities Gonzo. Those are some big moves. Honestly, I'm pretty surprised that they were willing to make such big moves all in one list so far. All right, so now we're to limited. So let's see if anything came off of limited. I think, everybody was pretty much banking on Calamities getting banned, and either Union Carrier or some of the cards that facilitate Union Carrier. What is interesting is, Ben 10's not banned, so we'll see if it gets limited or not, which I think is what will happen. So, we'll scroll down here, see what happens. Nothing new, nothing new, nothing new, nothing new. Cyber Angel Ben 10 is limited. So not only did Drytrons lose Union Carrier, but now we have limited Ben 10. So, I still like Drytron. I just like the deck. I can't even explain it. I just like the way it goes. I like the cards. I like the art, etc., etc. But Ben 10 is limited. That deck got, in my opinion, it got hammered. It just did. Between Ben 10 and the Union Carrier, I thought one or the other might happen. I thought they might ban Union Carrier, bring back Dragon Buster Destruction Sword for those people who want to play in their Dragon Buster deck or something, or Buster Blader deck. But I thought that if they did that and hurt Drytron through Union Carrier, that maybe they would leave Ben 10 at 3, at least until the next ban list, just to see what happened. But I'm wondering if also they're thinking of Lightning Overdrive, where we get the new Xyz card for Drytron. And that card is pretty overpowered too. So I think maybe this was a little bit of preemptive nerfing of Drytron, so that way it doesn't get out of hand once they release the new card. All right, so we're going to keep scrolling down here. Nothing else is limited. Nothing else came off the limit list. Or nothing else came off the ban list to limited. So either things are unlimited and shit's gonna get crazy, or they didn't add back Engaged, they didn't add back Mirage Stalio, they didn't add back Electromite. Well, what's going on? Like, why would you not add those back? Or like, why would you not add them back as limited? The only thing I can think of is that they added them back as not as like semi-limited or unlimited. Because what if you want these decks to perform well? Like, you have to bring them back. Like, yes, you nerfed Drytron. Yes, you hit those decks that abuse Union Carrier. Yes, you got rid of Calamities and Zexal. But did we do anything else so far? We haven't brought any of those decks back. We didn't bring Orcus back. We didn't bring Salamangreat or Sky Striker or what was the other one I just said? Pendulums. We didn't Astrograph and Electromite aren't on the limited list. Okay, so now we're getting to the semi-limited, and the only thing on the semi-limited list now is Destiny Hero Malicious is semi-limited. It doesn't say anything was added to that list either. Um, my wasn't. Oh, Call by the Grave is limited, not semi-limited. So it stayed. Call by the Grave stayed limited. I'm a little surprised by that. I don't think that it needs to be limited. I think it could be at least semi-limited. So as I said, Dragon Buster Destruction Sword came off the list. Firewall Dragon came off the list. Um, Rusty Bardish is now unlimited. Not only is it free to roam, it's totally unlimited. Tiger King of the Ice Barrier came off the limited list and is now unlimited. That's, if you don't know, came out again, was re-released in the Ice Barrier structure deck. So this is definitely a play by Konami to get people to buy the Ice Barrier structure deck, in my opinion. Yes, it's pretty strong. Are people going to play Ice Barriers competitively? I doubt it. I still kind of doubt it. Even with the Tiger King back at full power, but I guess we'll see. True King's Return was semi-limited. Now it's unlimited. I don't think that's going to make any difference. Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer, was limited and now is unlimited. That's honestly not a card that I'm super familiar with, so I'm not exactly sure why they felt the need to take that off the limited list, unless it supports Ice Barrier or something. I mean, it's a synchro, so I'll have to look into that more for you here. And Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force was forbidden and came back to unlimited, which is a big jump for a lot of forbidden cards to come all the way unlimited. I think that Konami dropped the ball a little bit on this. Yes, they hit the problem cards. They hit Calamities, they hit Union Carrier, and they hit Zexal. That is perfect. I'm perfectly fine with that. That made sense to me on all accounts. What they didn't do is support any cards, any decks to make them better. Pendulum's been fairly irrelevant for a while competitively. Would it really hurt to take Electromite and Astrograph off the forbidden list and let Pendulums play around with full power, see how they do against these other decks at full power? So you hit Dragon Link and that you ban Union Carrier so they can't do the Buster Lock, but you didn't ban LP, so they're still running around with their full combo, and now you can't stop them from running around with their full combo because you can't just throw out True King of all. Like, I think Dragon Link is going to come back hard in this upcoming format because they're essentially at full power, and the only thing they lost was the Buster Lock. They can't do the Buster Lock, and if you're Dragon Link, who the hell cares? I put up Savage Dragon and Unchained Abomination or some ridiculous combination of cards with 3+ negates and destruction capabilities and high attack. That board doesn't care about whatever you're going to throw at it, regardless of the Buster Lock. And like Drytron, has possibly the capability of jumping over Dragon Link, except that now they can't do their full combo because not only do they only have one Ben 10, we don't have Union Carrier. So like the Dawn Knight equip, Link away, search part of the combo's gone. I don't know how to feel about this yet. I'm going to have to think about it a little bit more. I think they did a good job at hurting the top decks. I don't know that they did a good job of supporting the bottom tier decks. And I kind of thought that during the last ban list when they didn't do anything, but then when this new sets came out, the meta totally shifted, regardless of what they did or didn't do on the ban list. So I guess we'll kind of see what happens. I think for now we're just gonna just wait and see how the meta plays out. See how we feel come July, what they did and what they didn't do, how the new cards kind of play into this. I'm so conflicted. So conflicted. I wanted Engaged and Mirage Tally to come back for sure. I like both those decks, and I wanted them to be, essentially at full power. I think that they would, move up in the meta a little bit, move off the rogue list and kind of up into the tier somewhere. Maybe not the top tier, but they'd be up there. And they didn't. Oh, I just realized that they didn't hit Dino at all. People are calling for Misk. I even called for Misk to get limited, but right. I'm just gonna double check here. If we go down to the limited list, the only new one is Ben 10. Yeah. So not only did Misk not get hit, but people were also calling for Fossil Dig because it's a searcher. You essentially get to play Misk at 6. And they didn't hit Misk or Fossil Dig. So you still get to play Misk at 6. And now that you don't have Dino's gonna fucking roll over place. Oh. I just thought of that. Dino and Dragon Leg, I think, are gonna be our top decks coming up. I think that's my prediction. I guess we'll see if I'm right or wrong. I'm definitely no expert by any means. Just like to think about it and talk to you guys about it, but it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. Thanks for joining me. Like and subscribe if you like this content. If you want to keep seeing, Banlist videos when they come up. Hopefully we get something interesting out of this ban list. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll refresh some of my deck lists and post them, especially Drytron. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day. Start rebuilding those decks.